right, well, let's now move on to a multi-billion-dollar dream. And what am I talking about? Well, Nykaa Beauty and e-commerce. CEO of Beauty and Commerce is Anchit Nayar. He's about to talk to us on the line from India now virtually, and I can see he's standing by. Anchit, hello.
Hi, Greg. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
Now, you are one of India's newly minted unicorns. You've had a recent stock market smashing debut, the journey towards building $1 billion brand and in turn making history. Your company founded in 2012, it's headquartered in Mumbai. Your motto is "Your beauty is our passion." This year, in fact, you made your debut at the Indian National Stock Exchange, and you're now offering more than 2,500 beauty brands, both online and at your brick and mortar stores. So a real success story. What would you say is Nykaa's outstanding innovation? And how has it offered something completely new, Anchit?
Yeah. So I think that's a good question, Greg. And, it's a couple of different things. One is, in our opinion, what we've done differently is we've democratized access to beauty and personal care in India. And what I mean by that is, historically, it was something that people consumed when they traveled either internationally or into major Indian cities where they had access to department stores. So we took this business online, and we were able to take it to the smallest towns. So we deliver to over 19,000 PIN codes across the country. So pretty much pan-India reach. And everything from very small towns to major metros. And the second thing is, what we do well is we are able to guarantee the authenticity of everything that we sell on our platform to our customers, because we are an inventory-led business, and that is different from other e-commerce marketplaces where resellers are able to sell. So I think it's a commitment and a guarantee of authenticity in an industry that is rife with counterfeit products. As well as the democratization of access that I think has led to us being very well received and trusted by the Indian consumer.
We have been watching, Nykaa's stock market debut it's been incredible in recent weeks. What do you see as being the key factors for underpinning that?
So I think a couple of things. One is I think it's culturally in our DNA that we have always respected capital and our investors. So Nykaa has raised, all of 70 or 100 million US dollars, through its life as a privately listed as a private company to get to where we are today. And that too, we are a profitable as well as a high growth consumer tech company in the e-commerce space, which many people say is rare. And I think it's, again, back to this culture of frugality, culture of respect for capital. So I think that's been one of the reasons for success is building a company in the right way, and one that is built for the long-term success and not short-term gains. I think that's one. I think the second thing is, and most importantly, is the fact that we are actually offering a differentiated value prop to the consumer. And I touched upon that earlier when I said it's that guarantee of authenticity, as well as what we like to call bringing the art of retailing into the e-commerce space. Historically, e-commerce was all about discounts and liquidation of old stock. We are, as a retailer, do not fund any discounts above and beyond the discounts that brand partners like to pass along. So we respect our brand partners, and we also respect our customers, as well as the broader ecosystem. And I think that's gone a long way in allowing us to remain profitable and sustainable, build a sustainable business. I think finally, we're an Indian-owned and Indian-managed company. And we are very proud of that we've been able to build an Indian e-commerce consumer technology company built by Indians for Indians. And I think that's something that motivates us every day and has, again, been a large part of why we believe that the public markets in India have accepted us the way they have.
Thanks for that. Now, how would you say that you have used, in a way, the UAE as a springboard for your global growth?
So I think we're still a very young company, and there is a long way for us to go. There are plans. We are always looking at other markets outside of India as well. And what we love about the UAE is that we have a admiration for the entrepreneurial spirit, as well as some of the cultural similarities that the UAE has with India. And we think it is a fantastic place for us to build what we would say as kind of the springboard, or also the focal point of any international expansion that we look to do in the future. So I think it's still early days for us. We're hardly an 8-year-old company, and India has been a very large market where we've been focused on really catering to our Indian consumers. But yes, I think you will see some focus on international, and any international expansion. It's very logical to look at the UAE as a springboard for that leg of growth in the future.
So at the moment, you would say you're a firmly Indian brand focused on the Indian market, but in the future, we need to watch this space.
Absolutely.
Nykaa is obviously it's notable for being the first Indian unicorn set up, headed by a woman. How is Falguni Nayar, your founder, an inspiration to you, and also to other entrepreneurs, male and female, in India and beyond, Anchit?
So I think, she always says that before she got into this business, she didn't know beauty, technology, nor retail. And she is actually an ex-investment banker. With very little understanding of the sector, she identified a market gap and decided to take the plunge, and left a long-term career as an investment banker to become an entrepreneur. And she did it because she had tremendous respect for some of the Indian entrepreneurs with whom she had worked as an IPO banker, and she always admired their fearless approach to business and risk taking, and it's something that she imbibed and wanted to replicate. So given that, she decided to take the plunge at the age of 50 and start this business. So I think I have tremendous respect for the risk-taking ability that she has. But equally important, in my opinion, is her measured approach towards execution. And that goes back to being, having that respect for capital that I spoke about, respect for shareholders, respect for investors. And that's been since day one. Never has she discussed, valuation or even, growth at any cost. At Nykaa, we say it's all about sustainable growth, and delivering profitability is and has always been important to us. So she's building a business for the long term, and it comes from understanding that we have millions of customers who depend on us and thousands of employees who depend on the firm, and not taking undue risk, taking the right risks, but executing in a very measured way. And I think that has been something, again, that I admire. And finally, she lives by these words that actually are there in the Bhagavad Gita, which is the holy text in India, that says, do your duty, but don't expect the rewards. And that is, again, something that has meant a lot to me, because I think being an entrepreneur, there are many ups and downs. And being able to weather the storm requires one to be very level-headed and not expect immediate gratification and success. And as an entrepreneur, she had many years of failures and issues. So, but she never gave up. So I think that's because she strongly believes in that ethos, and I draw inspiration from that as well.
Now, what does the future hold in store for innovative company like Nykaa? Can you tell us what we might be looking out for in the future?
So I think we have always said that we are a lifestyle retailer. And so there are lots of opportunities for us within the lifestyle space itself. Today, we are in beauty and fashion. Potentially, there are other spaces that could be of interest. I touched a little bit upon international expansion. As I said, India is a massive market. We understand our consumers here well, and we want to cater to them in the best way possible. And we will continue to do that. But if, as and when there are opportunities to do business in similar markets, and we think the Gulf and especially the UAE are similar in many ways, then you might see something on that front. Otherwise, I think it's day-to-day execution. We say retail is about detail, so just always being focused on being better. I think staying hungry and trying to stay on top, and competing with some of the best global firms, but doing it in a different way. As I said, focused on customer first, building the right experience for the customer, delivering the right quality product, and building a business that is in India for the long term. And we hope that one day Nykaa will be a household name in India, just the way that some of the bigger, consumer companies are today. So I think that's a longer term plan, and we will work tirelessly to get to that final goal.
And how would you say that you actually, deal with motivation within your company so that you do keep moving forward?
So I think, as I said earlier, for us, we're immensely proud, and it's not just a few of us, but I think it really runs deep throughout the company. We're very proud of, as I said, being an Indian-owned and managed company, having created a consumer brand that has appealed across the length and breadth of this country, and not to any particular demographic, but really to all Indians. And it's that sense of purpose to continue to build on the initial success that we've had, and to build an example of a successful consumer tech e-commerce company out of India that can stand on the global stage and show that in India here we have some of the best engineering talent. We are very cutting edge when it comes to some of the things we're doing around live streaming technology and virtual reality that is becoming big in the online shopping space. So I think that's the biggest motivator for us, is to continue to create a new age company, a new age successful company out of India that we can all be proud of. I
mean, how do you keep competition going? Because obviously, there's obviously social media, which is so important now. I've seen you're on Twitter, Instagram. Are these still the core markets for you, or are you finding the landscape changing completely, almost day by day?
I think for us, social media remains an important tool in terms of creating influence. We are an influencer in our space of beauty and fashion, so we're able to leverage social media efficiently for that. But yes, I think things are changing. As I said earlier, we believe live streaming and watch and buy commerce is going to be a very large play in the coming years. And we've seen it very successfully done in other markets. And we think India is going to go down a similar path. So I think you'll see us continue to evolve, continue to innovate. What we do is we are specialists in what we do, right? We are not a horizontal platform. We are focused on beauty and fashion. So we're a vertically specialized retailer. Now, what that allows us to do is remain extremely focused on the categories to which we cater, and always have an understanding for what is the consumer looking for. And I think that we always say, when we do our meetings and any discussions we have, we say, assume the customer is sitting here on the table with you, and take a decision based on their best interest. So I think with that focus, you'll see us continue to innovate, and we hope to stay ahead. And look, we believe that competition is good. It keeps everyone on their toes. It keeps everyone improving. The only thing we don't want to see, of course, is online that heavy discounting approach to retailing that sometimes online marketplaces do, because we think that's detrimental to the overall ecosystem. But beyond that, we're very open to competition, and we think it makes us better, makes us do better every day.
And just to wrap it up, Anchit, I mean, as I said in the introduction, you're a multi-billion-dollar dream. Can one ever anticipate that kind of success of being, quite literally what a unicorn means, in the market?
So yeah, it's something that we never discuss. It's not something that is, what I would say discussion topics. We are more focused on building the business And so most conversations revolve around day-to-day execution, strategic planning, but never really discussion on what's the number, what's the market cap. You know, even especially as a private company, that was not really a discussion that was had. And I think, again, you know, as I said earlier, it goes back to the Hindu philosophy of, you know, you do your duty, you do your job, but don't have any expectations. And as a result, we never had any expectations of what would be the market cap of this company. And, you know, it's a very long innings. And we plan to be around for many, many decades, if not centuries to come. And we would, you know, in the market, all this valuation and things will, you know, as long as we're focused on the customer and we're focused on doing the right thing and building this business the way we always have, which is in a sustainable fashion, then hopefully the results will speak for themselves.
Brilliant. Well, listen, we'll wrap it up there, but Anchit Nayar, CEO Beauty and E-commerce at Nykaa, thank you very much for joining us today at the India Global Forum from the UAE. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And a big thank you to, of course, Manoj and the team at IGF for having us, albeit virtually. Hopefully we can be there in person soon enough.
Hopefully next time we'll see you in person. Many thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will continue now, and we want to say, bring Laura back onto the stage, continuing with the supply solutions segment of today's running order. Thank you very much.